Well, hello, Sister Lita. You're probably as happy as I am that Jules talked us into having this little conversation on tape, right?
Yeah, and just speak slowly.
I will speak slowly because I want to hear everything that you have to say.
Oh my God.
Yeah, on behalf of all the Adrian sisters, we're really happy that you've agreed to this. And we're going to start out really easy. You get to tell the story of your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where were you born? A little bit about your parents, your brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Okay, tell me. This is your chance.
Okay. I'll start now.
Yeah.
I came from. I was born in Pampanga, actually. My parents were Francisco and Miguela David. We are 9 siblings in the family. When I was 5 years old, the whole family went to Manila and stayed there until now. We stayed in Manila.
You lived in Manila for a while?
No, for the whole of the rest until I joined the community. Until now, my siblings are still there in Manila.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So in Manila, I had my grade school. From grade school to the college, I studied in Manila. In the grade school, the school where I attended, almost all of us siblings, was only walking distance from our house. So we walked, going back and forth to the school and to the family. And it was a happy family because we are almost of the same age because the only gap between us, 9 siblings, is 2 years old.
Whoa, so your mom was busy.
we go to school together. Actually, the same school as we went to, all of us, in the grade school and the high school. Then in the college, we are already separated.
Where did you go to college?
University of the Assumption, I finished there. And then the Ateneo University, run by the Jesuit priests. So
I know the sisters look at you like one of their theologians. You have a wonderful educational background. Hey, tell me, where do you fall in line with your family? There were 9 of you growing up.
I'm in the middle.
You're right in the middle.
Yes.
Okay, the middle child.
Yeah.
So you have brothers and sisters older and younger than you.
Yeah, right.
And you all got along. Oh, that is wonderful. What did you do for fun?
Oh, when we back and forth to the school, we are running, we are playing back to the school. That's for fun. We play together. I think what I remember most is when Christmas season, we and some of our schoolmates went caroling, and we enjoyed that. Then we divide the money among ourselves.
So you weren't caroling for free?
Yes. No, not for free. We really are paid as children. So that's something that I cannot forget. I remember very well.
Oh, what a precious memory.
Yeah, that's right. And my eldest brother, who I think he really became a father to us and a brother, really, he always enjoyed waiting for us, going home and back to school. Yeah, we really enjoyed each other.
What kind of work did your dad do?
Work?
Yeah, what kind of,
after college, my first year of teaching.
No, your father. What kind of work did he do?
Assistant carpenter in one of the, not office, in one of the company, Atlantic Gulf and Pacific Company, from when he was a bachelor up to the time that he stopped working. It wasn't the same. And then my mother ran a store. Yes. And
what kind of store was it?
In the dialect, we call it sari-sari store, meaning canned goods, fruits, vegetables.
A little bit of this,
Yeah.
a little bit of
Only
that.
in front of the house.
Ah,
Yes.
very interesting.
Mm-mm.
Very, very good.
Yes.
Now tell me, where did you meet the Adrian Dominican sisters?
That was my first year of teaching. Right after graduation from the college, I was lucky. I did not intend to go to Pampanga. And in fact, it was my first time to go back to Pampanga since we went to Manila. When I went to Pampanga, I had 5 old maids, grandparents. They're all single, and they are very supportive of the priest in the archdiocese. So after graduation, I had my vacation in Pampanga, and we went to the seminary because there are also benefactors there in the seminary where we had in the past Mother of Good Counsel Seminary. And then while visiting the priest, their friends, priests, a priest came down. He was Father Aniceto Franco, the priest we met one time then, and he was the newly appointed director of the Mother of Good Counsel Seminary and the University of the Assumption. So when he saw me, upon knowing that I am a graduate already, college graduate, newly graduate, he said, I appoint you to teach at the seminary and at the University of the Assumption. I have not seen the University of the Assumption at that time. Of course, I grabbed it.
It was a job.
Once again, it was a job. Oh, it was, I grabbed it. I was only on vacation in Pampanga. I grabbed it. And my first year of teachings were 4th year college students. That's my first year of teaching.
So you weren't much older than they were.
Only 1 year older, because the next year they were graduating. They were already they were already a part of the faculty, because the Assumption then was also newly established. It was just beginning. And so those who graduated, these are education students, those who graduated from the university, most of them also were hired at the same school, University of the Assumption. So just a matter of a year after their graduation, we are all together in the faculty. And at the same time, I was also teaching in the Mother of Good Counsel Seminary. Yes.
So you were teaching young seminarians.
Yes,
too?
yeah, right.
Now, where did you meet the sisters?
Whose sister?
The Adrian Dominican sisters.
While I was teaching, my first year of teaching, because I don't have my family in Pampanga, they're all there in Manila, they have started residing at the Ryan Hall. It was still being built then, but they already hired boarders on the 3rd floor. They occupied the 1st floor and the 2nd floor, and the boarders were on the 3rd floor, and I was with the boarders. But of course, we have very close relationship with them because we are just staying in the same building. And those who are teaching in college, like Sister Mary Philip, was teaching, so I came to know her also. And while I was teaching, they used to go to San Felipe, Barangay Barrio, and Del Pilar on weekends. And I joined them. That's how I came to know the sisters.
Now, you didn't join the Adrian Dominican sisters.
That's the sisters.
It was the Lady of Remedies, wasn't it? Way back when?
1960 something. 1960 something. They just arrived then. Sister Mary Philip, Sister Ryan, and Sister Mary Philip, and Sister Ellen Vincent with the Filipina sisters. So they are with us in the boarding, the same building, Ryan Hall. I also was teaching with them because I was a boarder. I was one of the teachers who were boarding. So we were also together teaching in the college and in the high school. And Sister Mary Philip was also teaching in the seminary That's how we came to know them. And then on weekends, they used to go for their ministry in Barangay Del Pilar and San Felipe, and I went with them. So after 2 years, I joined the sister. I expressed my desire to join the sisters.
Tell us about that story. I just love it. When you knocked on the door.
Oh, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, of course. Because I asked for the requirements that I have to bring to the religious life. So of course, every time I receive my salary, I bought something. But one time when I went to Manila with my family, I saw in my room that these are the materials that I have been preparing in the boarding house, the 3rd floor of the building. Who brought this here? I asked my mother. So your kuya, my brother said, your kuya got them and said you did not want to enter the convent anymore. You changed your mind. And that very moment, I said, no, I will go. I will leave. And then after, there was a long discussion first, no? But I really have been very definite with my decision. So I left without anything in my hands. No, but because they did not, because that was already about 9 o'clock or earlier, because I reached the convent at 9 o'clock. It must be earlier, but it's already dark in Manila. I was my sister, my younger sister, did not accompany, just ran after me. So that's it until we reached Pampanga. But I taught them that a lay person is not admitted in the convent. So I had my first cousin in the next barrio of San Fernando. So I said, you stay first with ate, my sister, and then stay overnight, and then I will see you tomorrow, I said to my sister. So when I knocked at the door, I was just alone, not together with my sister. And I said, I was worried English. I said, hello, I said to Sister Mary Philip. But readily, they welcomed me, and suddenly I saw already many different clothings and shoes and slippers and dresses, which are already in the room that is prepared for me. Actually, the rooms then are classrooms, and then all the postulants or the younger sisters are in one room. So the things that they donated to me is already there.
Okay, so you eloped, and your parents weren't real happy about it.
Yes, that's right. And then the following day, my mother came already.
And what
the following day, and then of course, Sister Mary Philip called for Bishop Aniceto. He was a newly ordained priest then. He was newly ordained priest. He invited Apiceto, and because we are town mates, we come from both Santa Ana. And then my mother is not hard to talk with. When Bishop Aniceto talked to her, he just said yes, whatever she wants. Actually, when I went down, my father did not stop me, but he said, when you get out of this house, you are dead. You are never member of the family. And so I still proceeded. And so for my mother already said yes when she came to the archbishop. That's not he agreed already, but my father did not. I think it took him maybe several months or over a year. And then my father came to the convent, and he said, you dress up. My relatives in Santa Ana might think I don't have a madre, a daughter who is a madre. So
Wow.
became,
So he wanted you.
yeah,
to dress up.
he wanted already. So that's the story of my vocation.
So he
That's how-
ended up being very proud of you.
Oh yes, they might think I don't have a sister madre, a daughter madre.
So you were among the early sisters of Remedies.
Yes,
So
next
you're a
to,
real pioneer.
I think next to Marie.
Yeah.
Remedios is the first one from the Philippines, aside from those who came, had their initial formation in Adrian. And so I am next to Marie.
Yeah, you're one of the early ones for
Yeah.
sure. Now, during all those years, you want to share with us some of the ministries that you engaged in?
I continued teaching in the seminary and in the university. And then I became a catechist also at the early age of my religious life. I became a catechist in the public schools. Public schools in San Felipe and in Del Pilar and in the central school also, part-time only.
Uh-huh. Now, you were in leadership too in your congregation, were you not?
Yes,
Well, tell us a
but
little bit about that.
later.
Well, that's part of your life.
Yes, yeah, of course. I was elected 3 times as prioress of the congregation. I have been the secretary for almost all of my religious life. In fact, I finished the history of the congregation because I was already full-time then in working on our history. And Sister Vanji and Sister Rosa assisted me when I go to there and then check the grammar of my writing. But they are full-time in their ministry. But when I was assigned to be the historians of the congregation, I was happy with it.
What was your favorite ministry when you look back over the teaching, the leadership, and whatever else? What was your favorite ministry?
I think teaching in the seminary.
That was where your heart is?
Yes, although two theology 1, 2, 3, and 4 only catechesis, theology, and before I joined the sisters, I was teaching history and world history. Yes, world history. But I forgot it already.
That's totally all right. Do you have any idea what the inspiration came for your joining a religious order? Like some of the sisters say when they were little kids they wanted to
that's
be
right.
and some older. And
Not when I was a kid. Oh, of course we went to mass regularly, and I never met sisters. When I was in the high school, I joined the YCW, Young Christian Workers. If you know that was a universal organization, I heard, because the one who asked me to join it was a German sister. I forgot the name now, but she is a sister from St. Teresa's College, also in Manila, near our place, St. Teresa's College. So she's a German sister. I joined that Young Christian Workers who are having their ministry in catechesis also. Those who are the members of it. I was only in the high school then.
So that's kind of where you met sisters.
Yeah, first time. But I closely, of course, with the Adrian Dominican sisters when I had my boarding with them, when I was teaching in the seminary and in the college. So, and also joining them in their ministry in the barrio.
And you got hooked.
Yes.
What are some of the fun things you do now?
Now,
Yeah.
I am retired. I am extremely taking care of creation. Closer to God, closer to creation. That is what as early as I get up, I really wanted to see the garden. I reflect on the beauty of the leaves, of the flowers. I think there's where also I got my, I am always sneezing because the doctor said even the flowers can be causes of allergy. It's only now. It's only now that I am retired that I have been having this allergy, sneezing always.
But you're always with the flowers. Too.
Yeah, of course I cannot. Oh, closer to God, closer to creation.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Yes.
It really fits in with our enactments, doesn't it?
Yeah, right.
Oh, that is great. Did you have a chance to go to chapter? Some of the sisters from the Philippines I know went to chapter in Chicago. Were you one of them?
No, not once.
Were you happy with the results?
What result? No, not being.
Well, who was elected to leadership and the different enactments that we came up with?
The last one?
Yeah.
I was not there. I don't know. I wonder why.
I don't know.
There were several of them. Then, I really wonder why I was not one of them. But there were several of them.
Mm-hmm. But you can live with the enactments and whatever.
Of course.
Well, tell me more.
About?
The enactments.
Oh,
we've got one.
Number one that is very close to me is creation, sustainability.
Very, very good.
That's why I also have read it, but I am more interested in our as one of our enactments is preservation of the creation, because we are mindful. I am mindful more of the next generation, because I know what happens to creation around me when the earth is destroyed, and I am really wondering about it. I feel I'm more afraid about this, of what will happen to those future generation who will be coming after us.
That's true.
Yeah. No clean water, no fish in the sea. Because because in Manila, we were very close to that place. It was only not a walking distance, far, but we can ride. In the sea, and it was very clean when I was young. And my mother used to bring us there when we were very young, just walking. And we see the fish really swimming. But now, they can get... I am reading from the newspaper, they can get hundreds of trucks garbage from the sea.
That really is sad.
Yes, yeah. Even our river in the province, because I said yet earlier, we went to Pampanga when I was 5 years old. I enjoyed the river because we are catching fish. I enjoyed everything there in our place, because we just get vegetables and fish. That's all. No, I don't see my parents going to the market, but we are provided by the foods by we get in the sea.
That's right.
Yeah, even in earlier in my early years in the religious life, maybe during postulancy, but now I don't see it anymore. Even in our town, there's no more water in the river. Only garbage. It's really very painful.
Yes.
Only garbage that we can see.
Yeah. We just have to
So this is how we are destroying the earth for the next generation.
Yeah,
it's really heartening.
You're right. We need to do our part to preserve it.
Yes, even in my own small way.
Exactly.
Even just in our own surroundings.
Very good.
It's very hurting.
Oh, it is. It's very hurtful.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite scripture quotation? A favorite scripture?
Love one another as I have loved you. That has been, I was struck by that one once upon a time when we were sharing, and not during this time, when I was a young sister, I think, we said, what is that? Love one another as I love you, because God is love. It's something like that, but I am more caught with it. I love one another just as I have loved you. So I really have to look at myself, how I love myself, how I express this love for myself, first of all, And first, the love that I have encountered with my parents and with my siblings. No? My parents really have, we are poor, but they really are working hard. They work hard so that all of us, their 9 children, were able to finish college. And how I see how they work hard until night, getting up very early in the morning, selling, and then going to the work with my father. And I saw my elder brothers and sisters who are doing the household works. My brother, my eldest brother, was doing the cooking, no? And my sister also doing the same thing. So we learned how to do some household chores because our parents were really very, very busy.
So you grew up with a lot of love.
Yeah, that's right, in the family. And so I also look at myself now that I am in the religious life. If whatever I do, whatever I say is coming from my heart, am I doing this out of love? It's always that. And sometimes I am disappointed because I just want to be praised at times. I just want other people to see that I am busy. And so I said, sometimes I went to confession like that. Father, I really think that I really have not loved much, just as God has said to love Him as much as He does for me.
So, I'm sure you forget.
Yes.
God loves you.
Until now, that is still my reflection.
Yeah.
Have I been loving much?
Oh, that is great.
As much as I should do.
Now, is there anything else you want to share? Anything you want our sisters to know back in Adrian?
About you, Adrian?
Yeah. What do you want them to know about you that you haven't shared?
What else?
Maybe there is nothing else.
What motivates you? What is my passion? My passion recently. Okay, now I am very passionate with creation. I am very passionate with taking care of the garden. Because, not really that because we have something to eat, we get something to eat there. And sometimes we even share the fruits with our sisters and friends. But I know that it is really the care for creation that we should really that I should be more passionate with.
Oh, I think you're doing a marvelous job. Well, sister, thank you so much for your willingness to share. So God,
I talk too much. I think that's nervousness.